Oh, hello everyone, and welcome. It's not a podcast; it's a Slamcast. I am your host, the King of Bong Style, Brandon Liggan. I am joined by my lovely co-host. The two-man booth is in effect this week as we're talking about Fastlane. Nick Horaceck, how are you?
I'm good. We had someone got the cops call on because they were screaming too loud at the Walking Dead mid-season premiere.
Did you? You got the cops called on you?
No, it was someone else in town, but
Oh man.
yeah.
I have to say. Damn,
yeah. Oh, don't worry,
homie.
it wasn't me, but it was
Damn, homie.
yeah. So that was all over Facebook. Like Great Falls, Montana is trending because cops showed up. They surrounded the place with guns drawn. Like, really?
Must be small town. Jesus Christ, you guys have nothing better to do.
Stay classy, Montana.
Stay classy, Montana.
Anyway, yeah.
Well, we are 1 week away, or 1 week out from the
5
fallout.
days.
5 days out from the. Well, no, I was talking about the bombshell announcement that was last week, because something happened afterwards that we didn't get to talk about because it didn't happen until after we recorded.
Yeah, because we recorded Monday night after all, and then Tuesday this broke out.
Tuesday, this story broke, and I'm still struggling to make sense of it a week later. I'm not quite sure the reason. Again, for those of you who are unaware, Titus O'Neil has been suspended by WWE for 90 days. It was then reduced down to 60 days, allegedly, due to the fan backlash.
Which, by the way, the original suspension, that's longer you get for failing a drug test for the second time.
Yeah, exactly. And the cause of the suspension is what's really, to me, the real head scratcher. It was, for unprofessional behavior, and what the unprofessional behavior in question was, he grabbed the arm of Vince McMahon.
And it was still on camera, too.
Still on camera, okay. I look at this really from two ways. WWE has a corporate standard to uphold, and they can't just let anybody feel that they can act however which way they want.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they feel that this was a violation of that act, and it was well within their corporate right to do so. Now, that's one way of looking at it. Another way of looking at it, and this is kind of more how I lean towards, like, being a good person, the context of the situation. Titus O'Neil says he was simply trying to hold Vince back and allow Stephanie to walk in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, that is a noble gesture. Did that deserve him to get suspended? I don't think so. I think this is really making a big deal out of an absolute, an innocuous situation. Maybe you should have admonished Titus beforehand, like, wait till you're off camera to do that, or who the hell do you think you are, kind of thing.
Titus probably should have just maybe bring it to Vince afterwards. I don't know, but it's just it was ridiculous because still 60 days. Now remember, that's for if you fail the drug test for the second time.
Yeah. Now he's also going to miss WrestleMania, which is a big payday.
Right.
He was in the middle of a big singles push. This is a big deterrent of his momentum. The situation got even weirder on Twitter when former WWE champion Batista noted in, and someone asked him to use his considerable clout with Triple H to try and get the suspension reduced. And Batista said, I did one better. I contacted Titus O'Neil himself, and I told him he should ask WWE for his release.
Yeah.
As of right now, we are recording it. Titus O'Neil has not asked for his release, but if
Yep.
you're Titus O'Neil, Nick, do you go for your release?
Um,
Because do you feel ultimately disrespected by this company, by this, so much so that you feel you can no longer go back and do your job?
no, I don't think I would. I think, I think all parties are at fault here, but it's not worth asking your release over, I think.
See, I come down this on a different way. I think as a man, I think you've been disrespected by this. You don't need wrestling. You know, I'm assuming he's done pretty well for himself financially by now. You know, he can find other avenues and other ways to make money in the entertainment
Mm-hmm.
business and not be on the road 300 days a year. So, I think at this point in time, if I'm Titus O'Neil, I'm giving that a strong thought, and maybe if his
Mm-hmm.
emotions are just right, I would react that way.
Hmm.
Um, as of right now, like I said, he has not, and I don't think he will. But it is an ongoing situation.
Yeah.
It's very weird because I mean, you kind of saw it as Monday Night Raw went off, and
Mm-hmm.
it was more like a hand grab, and then Vince McMahon looking at him like, "What the hell are you doing?" Kind
Right.
of like really more. Titus didn't really think anything by it, and he was
Just
just
maybe
acting
a
gentlemanly, acting out of his own,
nature. Yeah.
yeah.
I.
It's a weird situation, and it's a damn shame that we're seeing a guy's career probably likely get derailed.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even permanently so, because not a young guy. He's been in the business not a long time, but he's been, bouncing around with the company for the last 9 or 10 years, I think, give or take.
At least. Let me
So
look.
yeah, he was in that early
He was in the very
first
first or
NXT.
sec. Yeah, he was in the first season of NXT, as I recall.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, when yeah, I remember the Wonderful Invasion in Tygate, but
Yep. Um. So yeah. I mean,
second season.
okay. He
Yeah,
was the
second
second.
season. I just let's see. He's 38.
Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't really have a whole lot of time left.
Florida
Yeah.
chapter 2009.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he got
been.
in late.
So it's a shame that a guy's career is potentially going to be derailed, and a guy who had a lot of charisma and a lot of upside, and
Mm.
who had been a real ambassador for the company uh, in the public eye, uh, kind of get this
Yeah,
kind of
apparently
black.
Triple H and Joey Mercury had to talk Vince out of firing the guy outright.
Yeah, I
So,
think this is where I think where it's definitely more Vince overreacting uh,
mhm,
to the situation than
yeah.
anything.
And there were also the claims that Vince is not fucking racist. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, we've always heard these claims. There's really no substantial evidence behind it. I mean, people will quote the lack of a African American WWE champion. It's
And
like,
also the insanely racist shit they've put on Piper in half blackface, Saba Simba, you know.
it's just I think I mean there are definitely very far more stereotypes. Yes, I wouldn't say that's any you know indication of racism. People would say Kamala. Well, Kamala was doing the Kamala gimmick long before WWF was even around, so you can't really say that.
Hmm.
Uh, it's really unfounded. People will say, oh, well, what about the lack of a true black WWF superstar? I will say Junkyard Dog. I will say Rocky Johnson. I will say Tony Atlas. Okay, well, there was that period when Hulk Hogan was a star. There was none. All right, but what black what African American wrestler was out there that you could have said could have done it. Ron Simmons and Butch Reed were in the NWA. He wasn't gonna make fucking Zeus. You're gonna talk about make Zeus WWF champion? I don't think so.
God.
So Ahmed Johnson? Are we gonna talk about making Ahmed Johnson? Like no, like
That wasn't gonna happen. He was
exactly.
injury prone and really wasn't that good.
There's only so many guys on the planet that can do that. So I'm not surprised that at that period of time there was a lack of African Americans to do that. I don't think that has anything to do with Vince's racism. Until I get Vince McMahon calling somebody a nigger on a recording or a video, I'm not gonna believe it. I'm gonna believe it's anything just more than bitter employees.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, man, I think this situation is only going to get weirder and weirder.
Another case of
I
that.
don't think we've seen the end of it.
Yeah.
And I'm really that's really sad because it means if I'm correct, it'll probably mean that Titus O'Neil will probably ask for his release.
Mm-hmm. As of now, he has it. Batista's advised him to consider his life outside WWE. If he wants to pursue something else, he can. If he wants to go somewhere else to wrestle, he can.
Well, I don't think he would do that, but
right. But
who knows? Other news, other fallout from the Daniel Bryan situation. Daniel Bryan and his wife Brie Bella went on Good Morning America today, and they talked all about his health situation. Apparently, he was having seizures. The whole interview led me to believe how serious his health was. And those people that were saying that, oh, he's just going to play out his contract in WWE and then go wrestle someplace else.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I was one of those people who said that. And I'm even saying, yeah, that's not going to happen anymore.
There was definitely because that was before we knew how serious it is.
I mean, once you throw the seizures word around there, that's not. You should not be engaging in professional wrestling and in the competition side. But it was also announced today by his wife Brie Bella that Brie will be hanging up the boots come this summer when her contract is over.
Yep.
Everybody pretty much kind of figured that was going to happen.
Yeah, I am not shocked at all.
Not shocked at all by that.
Again, Brian, when he wasn't making jokes about banging his wife during his retirement speech, he said they wanted to have kids. So
most legendary retirement speech ever.
Oh man. And I thought Edge was the rated R superstar.
Yeah, I mean, come on. But I guess we'll eulogize Brie Bella's career when it's over. But it appears that finally has an expiration date, and it will be SummerSlam probably.
Around there, yep.
Around that time.
Yeah, it's one of those things where
we can't blame her. She's definitely done pretty much everything that the WWE has asked her to do. She's done all there is that she could do as a diva.
New crop of women coming in. I mean,
exactly. She's helped usher them to get to the point where they can be the focal point of the show. Mm-hmm. What better time to ride off in the sunset?
Yeah.
And
again, she's getting out when she's not going to be broken down.
Exactly.
Because you see a lot of that with these guys where they stay in it so long, they're broken down, they're beat up, they can't fucking do anything anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's the old athlete thing that someone's got to pull the reins back because no one's gonna, they're not gonna do it themselves. So some good news finally before we got all the depressing late.
Well, we got to at least bring the updates with because last week or the week before we brought up.
We did put them in our thoughts and prayers last week, and we do have an unfortunate update about that. But
yeah, it's
one of the great American wrestling families lost their patriarch over the weekend, and our thoughts and prayers go out to the Wyndham and Rotunda families in this time.
Yeah.
I mean, if you grew up watching wrestling in the period of time,
the Blackjacks, yes,
you could not yeah, the 70s, the Blackjacks were probably one of the preeminent tag teams in wrestling. Um, and yeah, he was a big part of that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's our words don't do it justice to fill their loss.
Hmm.
But just know I pretty much can speak for anybody who has any knowledge of wrestling. Uh, he was absolutely proud of everything that his grandsons are
Yep.
doing in that ring. So yeah,
Yeah. Blackjack Mulligan, man.
yeah, man. So it really kind of puts your own mortality
It
in
does.
perspective, man.
And just how you never know how long you're going to have or how short you're going to have. And on that note, the update to Axel Rotten looking like a drug overdose.
Yeah, that's really not how you wanted it to hear.
Yeah,
But
I was hoping it wasn't be true because here's a guy who was clean, who was he was walking again,
mm,
he was had his life in order, and then I guess with I could only assume that with his buddy Hack Myers passing away recently, it
mm,
just
yeah,
I
the
guess it
relapse. A relapse is something that's always on
yeah
the horizon for any addict. It's kind of like the monkey that they're kind of beating back, and
yeah you never in a sense never completely get it out of your system. You will always have those moments where some days, yeah, it's easy. I never want to touch this stuff, but then shit happens and it's like it creeps back into your mind. And then
it's fighting off that urge.
mhm,
Um, and not everybody can do it at all times, and that's not a slight on him. It's it's something that all addicts deal with.
yep.
Yep. Right, can we talk about some uplifting and positive things now?
Please, yeah,
Talk
we
about all
just had
the
to get that stuff
you
out.
got all the negative shit out. Now it's all the happy positive stuff that we all watch this show for. Uh, WWE announced today via their website and various social media platforms that they're going to add more content to their 2016 calendar in the form of the what do they call it? The Cruiserweight
Open or something? Let me look it up quick because
Invitational,
it's like
something like that. It's
it's in a sense like
we when we were talking when the story first broke, we talked about it on the forums, and our esteemed colleague Mr. Michael Burhan was not in favor, and who has been vocally vocal in his displeasure or in his disapproval of the recreation of the cruiserweight division. He feels it pigeonholes talent, but I don't really understand his logic in that. Um, this now does not seem like they're bringing back a cruiserweight division, but more like an annual tournament for all talents around the world, 205 and under.
mhm.
It's sort
And
of
see
like
that's the weight where they're going. I would like them to jump it up to 255 or 225.
220, 225 or 220 was the, or was it 225 was the old cruiserweight limit? Might have been
I think
220.
it was 220. It was one like around there, but
Yeah, 220, 225 was the old cruiserweight limit. I would like to see that, but I just think now that 225 is a, pretty much a heavyweight, I guess you could kind of say.
in a sense,
205, I like,
yeah, because we're seeing a lot more smaller guys.
yeah.
So okay, makes sense.
I mean, but a guy could be 205 or 210. I mean, 210, 220, and be completely jacked, and I wouldn't really call him a cruiserweight.
Mhm.
You know, Neville. Neville is the guy who's in shape. I don't think Neville's any bigger than 220.
No, I think he's like 195 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So, but Neville's jacked as all hell.
Yeah.
But
So
also Neville's small, so it it's less like a cruiserweight division, more like their own Super Juniors Cup. Uh,
right.
I'm all in favor of that. I think WWE should have more of these sort of network special gimmick things that they could have um, to fill out content and add more like competitions to their calendar other than just pay-per-views. Um, it makes the month mean something more. People will
Mm-hmm.
remember that. Oh, okay, it's June now. We're gonna start off this tournament now. Like June always used to be King of the Ring.
Right.
I like that uniformity to the calendar. I would like to see who's going to be in this tournament when they start announcing people.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be the people that they're going to bring in from the outside? They might bring some people from Lucha Underground. I've heard. Um,
Let's see. Global Cruiserweight Series.
yes, there you go. I knew it had a special name.
I was trying to find it.
The GCS, I guess it'll be called. Um, yeah, it leads me to believe that's going to be talent from all around the world outside WWE, including WWE talent.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
and then maybe some talent that aren't in WWE competing in this tournament, then getting jobs in WWE. It seems like it's going to be a way for them to debut new talent and try and find new talent from outside the company. I'm all in favor of it. Um, Anything that adds more content to the network,
Right.
I'm.
We got Camp WWE coming up. There's Ride Along. There's the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness.
I can't wait for that too.
I
What's one of the
love
reasons
promos,
why I'm
man.
so excited about Sunday is as soon as I saw the commercials for that on the Royal Rumble last month, I was just like, yes, that is going to be the awesomest thing ever. Sketches with Vince McMahon. Again, people doubt the comedic genius of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, and they'll know it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we'll
then
see, man. When did they have a time frame for this, or just
July
sometime?
13th is when it's going to air. So for
And nowhere
this,
it's going to be like over a month or whatever, or a 1 day thing. It might just
uh,
be a 1 day series.
it might.
Or like a week or something. Who knows? This will be the first time we'll know more as time progresses. But
Set the premiere. So it premieres July 13th, 9 Eastern on WWE Network.
they are committed now to cruiserweight talent in WWE, which is something they haven't been for in a long time.
It's now that with and look at how many. Look, just think about how many NXT champions that haven't been massive guys outside of big guys outside of Kevin Owens and Big E.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone else, it's Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Neville, Sammy. It's like they've all been smaller guys.
Small guys.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they've all put on weight since they got to WWE, but when they got to the WWE, you'd absolutely call them cruiserweights.
right.
Um,
But again, they're not the usual, because I know Vince likes big guys, WBF, all that shit. But we're starting to see where, like, I think we said in our year-end wrap-up that we're seeing it's like a turning point where WWE's starting to go away from the typical meathead, jacked-up guys. We're seeing a lot of guys that can go in the ring, Rollins and Ambrose, and it's
I mean, that's always WWE is always going to be the land of the giants. Like, as if there's always like again, Braun Strowman is always going to people like Braun Strowman are always going to find their way to the top of the roster
yes,
or to the roster just because the spectacle and they become an attraction,
mm-hmm.
or even if they don't, just the one-time novelty of it is worth it. And if they fade away into nothing, then no harm, no foul. That you could just release them.
Right.
But like I do, I think it's probably me who probably said it. It is a true shift of how WWE is booking talents and what kind of talents that they're booking.
Mm-hmm.
5 years ago we wouldn't have seen a world or global cruiserweight series.
We
Just
wouldn't have seen guys like Owens and Zayn and Neville and
yeah,
the list goes
absolutely.
on. Like,
And now we are seeing that. I think it's also because with that, and I had talked about this with other people. It's Triple H and Vince McMahon and all the other, it's the new talent grab, basically, how it was when WWE first started business. They bought up all the talent. Well, now what they're doing is they're buying up all the indie talent that everybody wants to see, then they'll pay money to see. Well, okay, you want to see these guys? $9.99.
yeah. Yeah, shut up and take my $9.99. Oh wait, you already
You
have.
already have.
Yeah, so
Shut up and automatically debit my credit card every month.
yes. Or, you can go to Walmart and buy 3-month cards now, which I may have to start doing.
Yes, you can do that.
So,
All in favor of it. Can't wait to see we know more. Uh,
yep.
moving right along. I feel there was another story that we're missing.
Barrett.
Oh, yeah, this is kind of a mixed. I have mixed feelings about this. It was announced earlier today that Wade Barrett has declined to sign a contract extension with the WWE and will likely be leaving the company when his contract expires in July.
Yeah.
I was very, I wouldn't say upset, but I was just kind of disappointed by this because, and I guess that's a word I could use to describe Wade Barrett's career, disappointing. Because never has a guy come in with such potential, high potential that you think,
Yep.
oh, I mean, when Wade Barrett came in after that NXT win, and
And the Nexus and the
thought,
season 1 guys destroyed everybody, destroyed the ring.
right, but
And
not only that they just ran the show for like a good 4 or 5 months. It was
well, they pretty much ran the show until doo 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 doo.
right. Well, right, as we know,
Yes.
but we kind of saw, or at least it was obvious in that first incarnation that Wade Barrett was at that time far and away more skilled than any one of those guys that he was in that, with probably the exception of that one night Daniel Bryan was
That
in Nexus.
very brief
That very brief night when Daniel Bryan was in the Nexus.
hashtag Tygate.
Hashtag Tygate. Um,
Ugh.
there just you just saw everything about Barrett, like the look. The guy could cut promos. The guy was pretty good in the ring. Uh, he was European, British, English, which
Yep.
it just seemed like he was England's great white hope to finally have an English WWE champion.
And
And
creative.
then the injuries. Well, I wouldn't really say the creative, because he was given, like Hatch said this on the forum, he was given every chance in the world to succeed. I just think every time he was given a chance, and anytime momentum got behind him, injury would happen, and then he would miss 6 to 9 months, and then have to start all over, and then be
Yeah.
irrelevant for another 6 months, and then he would get hurt again, and then be out for 6 months, and then he would come back and be irrelevant, and then he had the bad news Barrett thing, and that was finally starting to, build
And of
some.
course, he got rid of the stupid Wasteland finisher and got the Bullhammer.
Yeah, he finally seemed like he had
Everything together, and then
going right, and then he gets hurt again, and then it was just on and on. I think he's been hurt twice more since that, and even probably if you want to count this most recent run in with the injuries, a third time. I just, it seemed like with each time with that, the likelihood of him being the first British WWE champion got less and less and
yep.
less and less, and now he has seemed to have been stuck in mid card hell for you know what seems like forever. So I'm not surprised that Wade Barrett gets is a little fed up. And actually, to be honest with you probably saw this coming even longer than that, because on his Twitter page, I think his Twitter handle is set to his first name. Now, maybe I'm just reading too deep into things, but leads me to believe
Well,
that
I think his real name is on there.
his Twitter handle is Wade Barrett, but
Right.
at the top of it, it is Stu Bennett, if I'm not
Right.
mistaken. So
And I mean, I don't think we thought much of that to begin with,
I
because I
don't think
think
we
Becky
start. I don't.
Lynch has her
Yeah,
like her
I didn't.
actual name on her Instagram and stuff.
Yeah,
By
I
the way,
didn't.
apparently pictures she posted, she's blonde now, still hot as hell. Just
Yeah,
saying.
I didn't. I didn't think much of that
Mhm.
at first when I first saw that on his Twitter. But now when I look at it now, maybe this decision was made a long time ago.
And he's just really riding out the clock, and then
Yeah, and then seeing what's next. I mean, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, he's a guy that TNA could sign," and I don't. I don't think he's gonna risk his body for TNA. I really think he might be done wrestling. With all the injuries he's had.
Mm-hmm.
He's another guy that's not, a young guy. I think he's in his 30s, right?
Yeah, he's got to be at least 30, 35.
Yeah. So yeah, him and Sheamus were having matches on the independents in the UK in like 2002, 2003. So yeah, they've he's been around a while. He's got a lot of mileage on him. I wouldn't be surprised. He's got a visa.
35.
Yeah, he's got a visa already. He could pack it in and go do something else. Go look to acting and very easily. Will I be happy about it? Probably not. I always liked his work. I always think he's one of the best in the mic and the company. Um, Actually, I think that if they wanted to, they absolutely could have made him the head of the League of Nations, which kind of makes more sense because he's King Barrett right now.
Right, yeah. But they pretty much got thrown together be Sheamus's guys. So
They got thrown together in the creative malaise that was all the injuries that happened.
League of Injuries.
It was like, oh, quick, we got to figure out something. Let's throw these four guys together.
Oh, and they're all from
They're all
different
four.
countries. They're all
Yeah. League of Nations. There you go.
There we go. Fuck it.
I mean, I hope
Gets them on TV. They're doing something. So it.
Yeah. I hope that maybe sometime in the next couple months, maybe he has a change of heart and they could come to some sort of agreement. But it looks like at this point in time that that's not likely to happen.
Yep.
Which sucks. He was a guy that I did admire, did appreciate.
Yep. A lot of potential there. A lot of. It's looking like it's gonna be a what could have been.
Exactly. I think when you write the book on his career, if he is done, he will go down as the what could have been. A guy who had been given every chance to succeed, but anytime momentum was behind him, he would get hurt, and his body failed him.
Yeah. Oh, did you
Hey,
hear?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the It's like an independent show. It's gonna have a boxing match. There's gonna be like Angle versus Mysterio. There's gonna.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I think it's
I
like
mean,
Hoist Gracie and some shit.
Kurt Angle is going to be. I mean, Kurt Angle is going to be the new Jimmy Snuka. I guarantee you. Without the murder charge, but
Yeah, but it's independent show. There's like gonna be like a boxing match, an MMA match, a pro wrestling match. It's like Mysterio versus Angle, which
are they gonna? They're the professional
yes, the
wrestling.
actual professional. So it's like okay, it's like a full deal card. It's like
Giving a little bit of everything. I mean, it's an interesting concept. I've never heard of anything be done before. It's definitely appealing to a unique audience.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I
into
would
all
go
those
see it
things.
for Angle and Mysterio.
But like you're putting on a show together with a lot of audiences that are similar, but don't often cross.
Right.
So you're like,
You have the guys that like both MMA and pro wrestling. Yeah.
don't hate wrestling, yeah, but all those people that like MMA and don't like professional wrestling, they're not gonna go.
Right.
And you got professional wrestling people that don't like MMA,
They're not gonna go.
they're not gonna go. So you're like really kind of like catering to a very, very specific audience that likes all those things and will sit there. It's like I don't think that this is going to be a great success. I don't know. I could be wrong. This is America. We do like fucking our combat sports. We do like blood. So who knows? Maybe this is the way for the future, and I'm just wrong.
Who knows?
Who knows, indeed.
It was worth at least mentioning.
Hey man, filled up some time on the show before.
Well, again,
our...
Angle Mysterio, as far as a pro wrestling fan, that's interesting because those guys, again, two of the best that I've seen in the last
two of the best of our generation that we've grown up watching. So it's always good to watch. I think that's everything, right?
Outside of Fastlane?
Yeah, we can talk about Fastlane preview because the last stop before the final road to WrestleMania is this Sunday, and it's looking like a pretty interesting one. We had some things that went down this Monday that definitely brought the focus of WrestleMania a little clearer when we crowned Kevin Owens as a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. And I know I'm getting fucking redundant when I'm saying this, but again, 3 years ago, if you would have told me Kevin Owens would be a 2-time Intercontinental Champion,
And he'd
looking
be the champion going into WrestleMania.
champion going into WrestleMania, I'd ask, please, pretty please, with a cherry on top, give me whatever you're smoking because it's really good.
Oh,
Must be. You
exactly.
must be high to
And
be
I
fun.
would say the exact same thing about the idea of AJ Styles at a fucking WrestleMania.
Yeah, but it's actually gonna happen.
Yep.
We got a lot of great matches on this card. One match that is I'm surprised is opening the pre-show, and especially the fact that they just made it 2 out of 3 falls. Really
Literally on Raw.
on
Kalisto
Raw.
Del Rio.
Kalisto Del Rio.
This is the pre-show match?
This is a pre-show match. Well, I'm not surprised this is a pre-show match. What was really the added the this is a pre-show match to it was they're making it 2 out of 3 falls on the pre-show. That seems like a lot of time to be taken up on the pre-show. I mean, pre-show matches I really don't think could go any more than 10, 15 minutes.
It's
They're
gonna be, unless they pull the old like quick fall in the beginning.
one quick fall in the beginning, whatever.
But they couldn't let this go 20, 25 minutes. Who knows?
They could. They very well could. It's a very interesting tactic. I thought
not the first time they've had some kind of special stipulation match for a pre-show.
But no,
VLC.
even are you sarcastically mentioning WLC, sir?
Pretty much. Just like not the first time they've had a
How
random
dare
stipulation match.
dare you besmirch the good name that is WLC?
Oh god, the sword.
One of my favorite gimmick matches of all time. When you look at the card and compare, okay, like if I'm building a card and I'm deciding what match to put on the pre-show, no offense to the ladies, but Team Bad versus Sasha and Becky, pre-show it is. You get 15 minutes on the pre-show, but you're on the pre-show.
I don't know. I would put the Ryback Big Show Kane match, honestly.
Yeah, that's another one too.
Yeah, that's another option. But then again, it's the big stars of the company. But whatever.
Yeah, you put the Wyatts on the pre-show. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know. They could have threw something else up to have something involving the Dudleys and the Usos. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
again, do you really want the Dudleys on another fucking pre-show?
I'm sure they're happy. When I saw that this is going to be the pre-show match, it was kind of a head scratcher to me because I really think this match, now the fact that it's going to go 2 out of 3 falls, it could be some people's spoiler pick for match of the night. But that being said, I'm going to go.
It could be a hell of an opener, though.
It's going to be a hell of a way to open the pre-show. That's for sure. For all those people that are going to be showing up early to the to the festivities there.
And I think that might be the goal. You're going to put a 2 out of 3 falls match on the pre-show.
That'll put butts in the seats. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be like, hey, you got to get here for the pre-show because you never know what you're going to miss.
I've been to WWE pay-per-views, and the pre-show is usually kind of lackluster because people are kind of just filing into the building, getting their fucking snacks and merch and whatever before the show starts. So it's not really a rapt audience.
Right.
Usually becomes that way, as it doesn't start out that way though. It usually, towards the end of it is when everybody is.
Yeah, I figure they're gonna put it like right before they have like the final quick wrap up before the actual pay-per-view.
The final push, the final like 5-minute push.
Yeah. So I can kind of see them doing that. But
yeah, we shall see. Like I said, this is gonna be, I think, a dark horse pick for match of the night for me. That being said, I think we've finally seen the end of this feud as well, and Kalisto will remain United States champion.
Yeah, with how they've been building up,
for now,
it's a fluke. Yeah, you're gonna get beat, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, main card.
Yeah, main card. Let's talk about that Divas tag team match that I talked about because
Yeah, Becky and Sasha versus Naomi and Tamina.
yeah, I like heel Sasha. I didn't know how I was gonna feel. It's kind of weird though that these two are tag teaming a month after Sasha makes her debut in the or sorry, makes her debut, makes her return back to the makes her like she
Mm-hmm.
she comes to the aid or it seems like that.
Kicks Becky out of the ring and then goes after. Yeah.
And goes out after Charlotte. I mean, it kind of seems odd that a month later that she's teaming with her, but
Now,
creative.
I don't know. I would have thrown something else like the winning team gets the Divas title, both get a Divas title shot at WrestleMania to set that up. I don't know. That's just me. But
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't really kind of go anywhere. It just kind of is like, hey, these four girls need or Sasha Banks is so over right now. We can't not use her on shows. So here you go, you two girls, have at it, or you four girls, three other girls rather, have at it.
yeah, yeah.
Main
So
card.
yeah,
Wait, we didn't pick a winner for this. I'm absolutely picking Sasha and Becky, but
yeah.
duh.
That's a pretty obvious
Yeah, that's right.
pick right there. So this is let's see if I think by the time I have this up, I don't know if SmackDown will air, but AJ Styles, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much been confirmed.
It has.
Uh,
So I'm Styles. I'm sorry. It's the feud is in a sense 1-1. Styles lost to Jericho on SmackDown,
hmm
and those are saying, "Oh, now he's being buried." Fuck off.
Yeah,
You keep
like
using that word. I don't think it means what you think it
yeah,
means.
it's a lot of. I know there's a lot of people who listen to this podcast who are guilty of this, but like as somebody who's and I hate to play this card, and I really do, and I feel absolutely fucking uncomfortable with my very limited roles that I've had in behind the scenes and performances of the show, but I feel that until you've set up and taken down rings, you're not allowed to use words like over, heat, the wrestling vernacular. It really annoys me when fans that are just fans, and I know it's like I sound like a wrestling elitist when I'm saying this, but I have to defend, I have to defend the craft. These are like fraternity terms, and I know if you want to say it's like sound cool,
Sounds smart, yeah,
you
but
don't sound cool. You sound stupid to any. But you may sound cool
well,
to your friends and stuff like
yeah,
that. But
but no, you sound stupid in the fact that Styles only lost one match.
yeah, you sound stupid in the fact that it's just completely false. But you also sound stupid in the terms that you're using these words, and you're the only one you're using these words to, because wrestlers use that way to talk to each other, and you're not talking to that. You're talking to other fans like that. It's really not interacting on the same way. I don't know. I'm prepared to get all your fucking hate afterwards. I don't really care.
Fuck.
Just
Sure,
my
fuck
two
you.
cents.
Yeah, it's
Just my 2 cents, bro. Like,
there's a reason for I know people won't be happy if unless Styles wins. He doesn't have to win every match. He doesn't have to end up like fucking
it's
John
about
Cena, where
the performance, man, and it's just the fact that he's in
it's
WWE.
furthering the story.
Exactly, he's in WWE. Like, we'll just be happy about that. I do think he will win it just because they didn't bring AJ Styles in here to lose to Chris Jericho. I really don't think so.
Yeah, he's gonna
Um,
look. He's gonna look strong, and we don't even know what he's doing at WrestleMania yet. I
I
mean,
think
this could have
if I
easily
had
been a Mania match.
if I had to if I yeah, this easily could have been. If I had to place it though, I'm assuming he'll be in some sort of multi-man match for one of the either United States or Intercontinental title.
I can see them doing, a ladder match for
Something.
the U.S. title. Throw Kalisto, have Kalisto defend his title in that match, and
Something. We'll know more about that, I think, after when we do next week's show. But
we'll start to know more in the coming weeks. But right now, he's
Speaking of things, and I'm going on a complete sidebar. You're sorry. Give your prediction, and then I'll go that.
For Styles, yeah, and there's no way Jericho's beating him twice.
Yeah. So it was introduced on Raw that there'll be a new award given away that will quote unquote be the most prestigious award in WWE history. It is the Vincent J. McMahon Award of Excellence. Right?
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, it's
now this to me, and while
I don't know, it just screams work to me. I don't know.
it seems like a great setup to a WrestleMania match. That's all I'm gonna say. Is no matter who is winning this match, it is going to be used as a setup. If that trophy is not lying in pieces by the end of the presentation, WWE, you have failed us all.
Yeah.
You have failed us all.
And of course, there's that instinct that's just going to go to John Cena.
I think it's when we were just talking about it. Me and my buddy Hatch. We were talking about it over tacos today. We were talking about it could be if he is ready to come back.
Yeah.
Well, it could be the Undertaker, and then
Taker would be likely, and that sets up the Mania match. So
him and Cena, one time, one night only
at WrestleMania. Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty big if. I know it's been reported that Cena's gonna not be able to make Mania, but
it's John Cena.
It's John Cena. He's gonna find.
Well, you remember when he came back at the 08 Rumble? Wasn't he supposed to be out for like 6 months at that point?
Yep, and he came back.
Came back within 3?
Within 3, absolutely.
His unbelievable superhuman healing powers of one John Cena.
Yes.
You know, I'm already just going up kind of the article here. We got Ryback, Big Show, Kane versus the Wyatts, Harper, Rowan, and Strowman.
Yeah,
I will say I like the Wyatt promo on Raw. I like how they're giving all these guys, even if just a couple of lines.
I like all the Wyatt promos.
Yeah. I like how it's more than Bray talking. I mean, Harper can talk. We know that. Hearing a little bit of Rowan, very little.
Strowman, all Strowman has to do is just say 2 words. Like, just, that guy is, less is absolutely more when it comes to him.
Yeah, and very intimidating.
Like, he doesn't, like, he could be, like, the most brilliant orator in WWE history right now, but he doesn't have to be that. All he has, when you look like that and you're that big, all you have to do is just be intimidating
and just say run.
Run.
You know. Yeah. Wyatts. I'm picking the Wyatts in this one just because I don't see the need to have Stone Cold Ryberg, Big Show, and Concessions Kane.
It's so weird watching him like that. And as soon as Ryback came out, the Goldberg chants were all.
Yes, like you gotta be kidding.
It was like within less than 5 minutes. It was a land speed record as far as chants. I think it was like everyone saw that and they just started chanting.
Yep.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think that's why that those 3 guys or 4 guys were brought together. I did originally say that this. I did think that this match had WrestleMania potential, in the sense that it could have been throw in Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker, and then maybe Kane and either Big Show or Ryback against the Wyatt family.
Just have team big badass.
It would be all the biggest guys
who aren't named Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Who by the way, looks like to be legitimately hurt.
Yeah, that's
unfortunate.
Yes, that's. Yeah. Sorry, I just got sidetracked. But yeah, I just looked. I just thought that that has a WrestleMania match written all.
And I definitely think it's good for someone like a Braun Strowman who, again, he didn't even show up on NXT TV. He just got thrust right onto the main roster as one of the Wyatts.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was when you look like that, that's the only option.
So it's definitely good for these for him to get some ring time with a lot of these more experienced guys. I mean, just Big Show and Kane alone have how many years in the business combined?
Yeah,
At least
40. I mean,
40, 45?
There's 60 years of ring experience between Show, Kane,
Ryback, yeah.
and Ryback, probably.
So that's always a good thing. But again, I'm gonna pick the Wyatts. You really need to make these guys look really goddamn strong.
Yeah. You picked the three people to do it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Owen
Uh,
Ziggler.
Owen Ziggler. This has been one of the weirdest feuds. When this feud started, I really didn't think it was going to end for the Intercontinental title. It just so happened to be that way. But now that it is, I'm glad. Kevin Owens wins, though. I just
No question, Owens wins it.
yeah, I just think Kevin Owens as the Intercontinental Champion is just gold. And
Especially going into WrestleMania.
why do anything else? Why?
Yeah, it's again. We're gonna get a lot of it because Ziggler is a master seller. He's
Mm-hmm.
he can fucking sell alcohol to Shawn Michaels. I guess I would fell flat. I just had to comment something.
No, sorry, I got distracted by something else.
Yeah. But yeah, Owens, he's gonna, Ziggler's gonna bump around like a motherfucker. A little fuck this shit, I'm a tree. But yeah, it's Owens is gonna retain. There's really no second option.
No. Kevin Owens going into WrestleMania as Intercontinental Champion.
Is
Yep. That's
best
a
for
thing.
business.
That's a thing.
Yep. Charlotte versus Brie. Charlotte retains.
Yeah, I mean, all due respect to Brie Bella, I just don't think she's the person that's taking that belt off of Charlotte.
Oh no! If the plan is to go into WrestleMania,
I mean, I think we all know. I think we all can figure out now who's taking that belt off of Charlotte.
it's been
It's Tamina. See, that's how you tell a joke.
Yeah, I just failed.
No, I was supposed to how you do it. Yeah. I think a certain pink-haired 23-year-old is going to take that off of her. But that's for another episode. I think Charlotte wins this match.
Yep. There's no question. And then,
with all due respect to my favorite mode.
Damn.
The free mode is my favorite mode.
Yep. So, yeah, now...
Actually, no, I would say that it's my second favorite mode. Depeche Mode is my favorite mode.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a reference. But all right, main event, when everything has been built around. Now, Ambrose, Reigns, and Brock. Now,
yeah, I want to go dark horse spoiler outside of this so bad because I have loved everything Ambrose has done over the last couple weeks since being added to this feud, and that even a slight inkling, even though we all pretty much knew Triple H was going to win the Royal Rumble as soon as he came out, but just the slight inkling that maybe it could have been Dean Ambrose. And Dean Ambrose very nearly won the WWE title at the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
I want to believe
maybe they've changed their plans on Roman.
Maybe it's like maybe they're gonna be like, okay, this seems to be our guy, but this time to do it. I want to do that so badly, but I just think logic is gonna take over. It's Roman Reigns' WrestleMania. He was usurped last year by Seth Rollins. It's his turn. Dean Ambrose could go next year and nothing of that and lose no momentum whatsoever. And that should probably be better for it if he has a whole nother year and it could be build a whole nother year around Dean Ambrose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know,
but
see,
Bray Wyatt interferes. That's how it's going to happen. He's going to cost Brock Lesnar, and that's how it's going to set up their feud for WrestleMania.
So you think that's going to happen? Then Roman's going to be the one to pin Ambrose because I think Ambrose is in there. Yeah, Ambrose. It just throws the entire monkey wrench because Ambrose is no longer the Intercontinental Champion.
Mm-hmm. So he doesn't. So he can lose that match. Not like it matters anyway, but yes.
I mean, is there that chance that they're gonna change the plan? Yeah, but I want to. Like, I want to. My brain is telling me Roman. My gut's telling me Ambrose. I'm gonna go with my brain, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
Brain.
well, yeah.
Yeah. It's foregone conclusion that Roman wins it.
Yeah.
But it's going to make it all that much sweeter when Dean Ambrose does win the world title.
I mean, you remember? I mean, look at the reaction he got when he got screwed by the Dusty finish.
mean, it's gonna. Just think when Austin won the title. That's that first time, and he comes out wearing the suit, and he's all awkward and trying to be the corporate champion, and he just says, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." That's what it's gonna be like for Ambrose. So just wait for that to happen. It's around the bend. I trust me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Roman wins. LOL, which will be a recurring theme.
Yeah. Roman is gonna look real strong.
And then we're gonna have WrestleMania to talk about, and then it's finally gonna be happening. We'll know next week a little bit more about what the WrestleMania card is gonna look like. We'll at least know what the main event for WrestleMania should be, subject to change. And everything else is going to come slightly into focus over the next coming weeks. It is that most exciting time of the year. I know I've promised this on like 4 or 5 times before, but I am going to get around to releasing the ballots for the first annual Slamcast Awards, or the inaugural Slamcast Awards celebrating excellence, celebrating outstanding achievement in the field of excellence. That'll probably happen Sunday, maybe, if I'm home. I don't know where I'm going to be Sunday for the pay-per-view, so maybe we do that Sunday for everybody who's sitting there watching alongside with us. Yeah. Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Iron Sheik tweet of the week, man.
Let's do the Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
All right, let me get the sucker loaded up here.
I got a good one too. I think you'll like this. It's
awesome.
a Bieber. It's a Bieber one.
Of course.
Fuck him! I talked to him! I wanna know, are you the man or are you a fucking piece of shit? No good motherfucker! Fucking bullshit!
I love that song more and more and more. I really can't even put it this way: Iron Sheik for Supreme Court Justice. That's
yes.
all I'm say. Iron Sheik.
God.
He will humble anybody who any decision that's brought before him. That being said, here's our Iron Sheik tweet of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I swear to Jesus, I just suplexed my fucking TV because of the jabroni Justin Bieber.
Yes.
Hashtag Grammys. Iron Sheik did not like Justin Bieber at the Grammys, apparently. Might have been the only one. I don't know what his long-standing beef was. Maybe a WrestleMania match between Justin Bieber and the Iron Sheik?
Oh, God, that would be lopsided as fuck.
One could only be so hopeful. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is your Iron Sheik tweet of the week.
Fucking bullshit!
Alright, let's go home with some plugs. And remember, enjoy Fastlane this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, because
yes,
it's the official start to the build to WrestleMania, which will be awesome.
It's really, in a sense, the final stop.
It's the
before
final
that build.
It's the final stop. It's the preamble. Everything after this, this will set up WrestleMania. Guaranteed.
Yes.
So plugs.
All right, you can find me over on YouTube at the Gaming Pegasus 187, Twitter Gaming Pegasus 187, in the Facebook group Wrestling/MMA Revolution, posting all the news, all that shit. I'm over on Twitch and Instagram Pegasus 187, Xbox Live, Wii U, same damn thing. I'm gonna get around to streaming more Shovel Knight probably tomorrow night or Thursday. So I think I streamed that like 2.5 hours the other night.
We were playing GTA streaming last night or the other night for like 2 hours straight. I don't think we had anybody watching us, but it was still mad fun.
Nice.
Going back to doing that on the Twitch, Brando Calrissian420. A Bread That All Hope on the Twitter if you like to hear me or if you want to bitch at me for, whatever. I say a lot of things that a lot of piss people off. I do that. If you're a smark and you want to, if I got heat with you, feel free. Feel free to get hot with me all you want. Go support independent wrestling no matter where you are. If you live where there's civilization, I guarantee you that there are people with a ring, a dream, some spandex, some chairs, and a whole lot of grit and drive and determination and ambition to entertain you for your hard-earned dollars just because that's like what they love to do. So you never know. You might be supporting the next big Daniel Bryan or the next Ryback or the next who knows who's going to be come out of the independent circuit. You never know. That's why I have to go support independent wrestling. You can do that also by going to Pro Wrestling Tees, buy some T-shirts from your favorite professional wrestler. Put over Pro Wrestling Tees. Haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, AJ Styles shirts available till Friday.
Mm-hmm. There you go, Pro Wrestling Tees. There's your free fucking advertising.
Yeah. Well, your buddy, because you actually was it before the show? You mentioned your buddy Bill Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were talking about Joey Ryan debuting on Lucha Underground this week.
Again, I want Bill Carr on Lucha Underground because of that. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Fucking
Officer Ryan.
It's so weird. So weird
so
that's
good.
Anyway,
yeah.
But so on that note, for my friend Nick Horaceck, oh my god, I'm just watching this fucking gif of fucking Drake Wirtz doing a DVD to Kevin Owens on the outside to a chair at PWG. Jesus Christ. There's a wonder why they had to fucking restrain Drake and make him a referee, because Drake would be paralyzed by now if they let him continue to do stuff like this in WWE.
He wouldn't be allowed to do half of that shit.
Well, yeah, no, he wouldn't be. Definitely not would be allowed to do this. No.
Yeah, a DVD on the floor, yeah, on the chair, yeah, not happening.
Ugh, it's brutal. Yeah.
Man.
That just totally fucking took me for a loop.
Send me that GIF. I want to see it.
I will retweet it, and it's supposed to be on my Twitter.
All right.
Let's get it out of here. So for Nick Horaceck, for our erstwhile fucking co-host Dave Wade and Michael Burhan and Miguel Leon, I am Brandon Liggan saying go forth and spread beauty and light, peace, love, and humpiness to all. Meow. I less than 3 you.